Have you ever been around someone who smiles at you, but something just feels off? They say all the right things, but their energy is cold. Their words are measured, and something deep down tells you they just don't like you. You're not paranoid. Sometimes people dislike us, and they're experts at hiding it. And according to Stoic philosophy, we don't fight fire with fire. We observe. We remain grounded. We see things clearly without illusions. In this video, we'll uncover 7 subtle signs that someone dislikes you but is trying to hide it, and how Stoicism teaches us to respond, not react. Stay until the end, and I'll share a powerful Stoic insight that will help you stop taking people's hidden resentment personally and reclaim your peace. Before we dive in, hit that like button, subscribe to Stoic Plus, and comment the phrase, "Clear eyes, calm mind." If you've ever felt someone's silent judgment, that phrase is for you. Let's begin. Sign number 1, forced smiles and over-politeness. All right, let's start with something subtle, but incredibly common, thus forced smiles and over-politeness. You know exactly what I mean. When someone is too polite, too formal, and their smile feels like it was copy-pasted onto their face. Think about it. They'll say things like, "Oh hey, good to see you," but their tone is flat. Their eyes don't light up. And when you reply, it's like they're already halfway out of the conversation. This isn't genuine warmth. It's emotional distance in disguise. Let me give you a real-life scenario. Imagine you've just joined a new team at work. There's one colleague who always greets you with a smile. But that smile, it feels mechanical. You share a joke, they give a tight chuckle and quickly move on. You share an idea in a meeting. They nod politely, but never actually engage or follow up. You're left wondering, am I imagining this? Or is there something off here? Here's the truth. They don't like you, but they're trained not to show it. They're doing just enough to avoid confrontation, but not enough to make a real connection. Now here's where Stoicism comes in. Epictetus said, "It's not things themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about them." The Stoic doesn't overreact. You don't need to confront them. You don't even need to change their mind. You simply observe. You let their behavior reveal the truth, and you remain untouched by it. I want you to comment below with this phrase, "I see through polite masks." If you've ever felt that fake smile or forced conversation and knew, deep down, they weren't being real, then this phrase is your reminder that you're not naive, you're just observant. Type it now. I see through polite masks. Let's fill the comments with Stoic clarity. And if you're enjoying this breakdown, hit that like button and subscribe to Stoic Plus for more calm, sharp, Stoic-centered insights like this. Sign 2, backhanded compliments. Now this one, oh, it's sneaky. Let's talk about backhanded compliments, those little comments that sound kind at first, but leave you feeling a little bit insulted. You've probably heard one of these before. "Wow, you're actually pretty smart. That outfit is surprisingly nice on you. You're really confident for someone who's not very experienced." At first it sounds like they're praising you, but listen closely. There's always a little dig hidden inside. That's not a compliment, that's a disguised jab. And here's the key. People who dislike you but are trying to hide it use backhanded compliments because it allows them to insult you without looking hostile. It's passive-aggressive, it's calculated, and it's meant to confuse you. Let me give you a situation. Say you've been working on a project, maybe a presentation at work. You present your ideas with confidence. Afterward, a colleague says, "I was honestly surprised you handled that really well." Sounds like praise, right? But your brain catches that one word, surprised. Why were they surprised? What exactly did they expect you to do? Fail. That's the backhand at play. It's dressed up as a compliment, but its real purpose is to remind you they underestimated you. And here's the tricky part. If you call them out on it, they'll say, "Whoa, I was just being nice." That's how they keep the upper hand. You feel insulted, but they look innocent. Now let's bring in the Stoic mindset. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed." A Stoic doesn't need revenge. A Stoic doesn't argue over every subtle insult. You don't need to prove them wrong. You just need to see clearly. Let their words reveal them, not disturb you. When someone uses backhanded compliments, they're not revealing something about you. They're exposing their own insecurity, their jealousy, or their need to feel superior. You stay centered, calm, grounded. I want you to type this in the comments right now. I rise above the hidden shade. If you've ever been hit with one of those compliments that made you pause and think, wait, was that a dig? This is your reminder. You don't shrink, you rise. Comment it below. I rise above the hidden shade. Let's see how many of you are done falling for fake flattery. Sign 3, minimal engagement. Let's talk about something that's easy to overlook, but once you see it, it's impossible to ignore. Minimal engagement. This is when someone does the absolute bare minimum to acknowledge your presence, just enough so they don't look rude, but never enough to make you feel valued. They'll answer your texts, but with one-word replies. They'll nod when you talk, but never ask follow-up questions. They'll smile in a group, but never really turn toward you. They're there, but they're emotionally absent. And what makes this one so frustrating is it's so subtle. You keep wondering, am I imagining this? Are they just tired? Maybe I'm overthinking it. But deep down, you know, if they wanted to connect with you, they would. Let's say you're in a group chat, maybe with friends, co-workers, or even classmates. You send a message, maybe something funny, or maybe you're asking for advice. One person replies with just K, or worse, they don't reply at all. But then, a few minutes later, they're laughing and reacting to someone else's message. Another day, you see them liking photos, commenting on others' posts, but yours, nothing. You're not blocked, you're not unfriended, but you're being quietly iced out. This isn't shyness. This isn't forgetfulness. This is intentional disengagement without confrontation. And that's how people hide dislike today. Not through drama, but through digital silence. Here's what the Stoics would say. Seneca taught that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. Don't let someone's silence create noise in your mind. Their coldness, that's their character. Your peace, that's your power. You don't chase what pulls away. You don't beg for breadcrumbs of attention. A Stoic observes with clarity and walks forward with dignity. Drop this phrase in the comments right now. Silence speaks volumes. I hear it clearly. If you've ever been on the receiving end of someone's cold energy, their short replies, or their fake politeness, you felt it. This phrase is for you. Silence speaks volumes. I hear it clearly. Let's fill the comments with self-awareness and strength. And if this moment of clarity helped you, hit that like button, subscribe to Stoic Plus, and remember, sometimes someone's minimal effort is all the effort they're willing to give. And that tells you everything you need to know. Sign 4, they avoid eye contact. Let's talk about a very human signal, one that rarely lies: eye contact. When someone likes you, respects you, or feels comfortable around you, they naturally look you in the eye. But when someone dislikes you and is trying to hide it, they often can't. They may talk to you, they may nod and smile, but their eyes, they're always somewhere else. They look at their phone, they stare past your shoulder, they look down at their notes, anywhere but you. That's because eye contact creates connection, and when someone has an issue with you, they'll instinctively avoid that connection. Why? Because their feelings will show. Picture this. You're speaking during a meeting, sharing your thoughts, maybe presenting an idea. Most people in the room are watching, nodding, reacting, but one person. They're looking at the wall, or scrolling through their phone, or writing something random in their notebook. They're physically present, but they refuse to lock eyes with you. Later, when someone else speaks, that same person is suddenly alert, engaged, looking directly at them with interest. It's not about being shy, it's not about distraction, it's selective disconnection. They're disconnecting from you, but they don't want to make it obvious. Avoiding eye contact is their way of distancing themselves without confrontation. And the truth is, your gut picks up on it, even if your mind tries to rationalize it. Here's where Stoicism gives us clarity. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if you will ever dig." So instead of wondering, why are they ignoring me? Ask yourself, why do I need their gaze to feel seen? When someone avoids eye contact, they're revealing their discomfort, not your worth. A Stoic doesn't take things personally. We don't beg for attention. We remain rooted in who we are. You are not invisible just because someone refuses to look at you. You are not diminished by their discomfort. Let their avoidance be a mirror of them, not a measure of you. I want you to comment this phrase down below if this resonates with you. I don't chase the eyes that won't meet mine. Let it be a reminder to yourself. You don't need their eye contact to hold your own presence. Say it in the comments right now. I don't chase the eyes that won't meet mine. Sign 5. Micro-expressions reveal disgust. All right, this next one is powerful because it cuts through words and dives into human psychology. When someone dislikes you but is trying to hide it, their face will often betray them before their words ever do. I'm talking about micro-expressions, those tiny involuntary flashes of emotion that leak out in split seconds. They may smile, they may nod, they may pretend to agree, but for a split second, you catch a twitch of the lip, a slight eye roll, a flash of disgust, or that half-second smirk that says, "I don't respect you." It happens too quickly for them to control, but if you're paying attention, you'll feel it. Let's say you're telling a story, something you're proud of. You're speaking with passion, maybe sharing an achievement, an idea, or just something personal. As you're talking, you notice this. One person's smile tightens. They raise their eyebrow with just enough skepticism to seem polite, but not supportive. And then you see it, a subtle nose wrinkle, or a smirk just before they sip their coffee. They don't say anything negative, but their face just leaked the truth. That's a micro-expression, and it's a powerful signal of dislike, judgment, or superiority. Now, how does a Stoic respond? Epictetus taught that we should focus not on what others do, but on how we choose to interpret it. We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. So, when someone's face shows you a flash of judgment, you don't flinch, you don't react, you simply observe and continue on your path. Let them wrestle with their emotions. You stay calm, you stay rooted, you lead yourself. Because once you can see those tiny signs without internalizing them, you become emotionally untouchable. If you've ever caught that look, that quick flash of disapproval or fake support, I want you to comment this phrase below. I trust the flash more than the smile. Because let's be honest, a forced smile can lie, but that micro-expression, that's the truth slipping through the cracks. Say it with me in the comments. I trust the flash more than the smile. And if this moment gave you clarity, if it made you remember a situation you finally understand, hit that like button and subscribe to Stoic Plus for more insights that sharpen your perception and strengthen your peace. Sign 6, subtle undermining or exclusion. This one hits hard because it doesn't scream at you. It whispers. It's not aggressive, it's strategic. It's not about hurting you directly. It's about slowly erasing your presence. I'm talking about subtle undermining and exclusion. This is how people who dislike you, but don't want to be open about it, try to shrink your influence quietly. They don't confront you. They don't insult you. They just leave you out. They do it in ways that make them look innocent, and you look oversensitive if you bring it up. Let me paint a very real picture. You work in a team. There's a meeting or a collaborative project, or maybe even just a group lunch being organized. And you find out after it happens, from a group photo, a story on Instagram, or someone casually mentioning it. You weren't invited. You didn't even know it was happening. So you confront someone gently like, "Hey, was that something planned?" And they immediately go into defense mode. "Oh, it was super last minute. We thought you were busy. Don't take it personally." Or worse, they act like you weren't relevant to the conversation in the first place, like your absence made it easier, smoother, better. Now here's the truth most people won't say out loud. That wasn't an accident. That was a choice. They made a conscious decision to exclude you because they don't value your presence, or maybe they feel threatened by it. Either way, the message is the same. You're not part of their inner circle. It's subtle, it's not dramatic, but it's devastating because it targets your sense of belonging. And that's exactly what makes it so effective. This kind of exclusion doesn't just happen with friends. It happens in offices, in classrooms, even in families. You'll notice people assigning key roles in a group without telling you, making decisions behind closed doors, starting conversations and then, accidentally, forgetting to include you. You're being softly pushed aside, not with force, but with absence. Now let's look at this from the Stoic lens. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Never esteem anything as of advantage to you that will make you break your word or lose your self-respect." That includes your need to belong. A Stoic doesn't beg to be accepted into a group that subtly disrespects them. A Stoic observes, then acts with clarity, not emotion. When you're being excluded, the Stoic response is not to chase. It's to pause, step back, and ask, why am I fighting for a seat at a table where I am clearly unwelcome? Instead of shrinking yourself to fit in, expand beyond them. Build your own table, build your own circle. Fill it with people who don't just tolerate you, but respect you. If you've ever been quietly pushed out, left out, or made to feel like you don't belong, I want you to comment this phrase below. I won't shrink to fit into small circles. Because you deserve more than crumbs of inclusion. You deserve authentic spaces where you don't have to dim your light to make others feel comfortable. Comment it right now. I won't shrink to fit into small circles. Sign 7, they talk behind your back. Here we come to one of the most painful signs that someone dislikes you and is hiding it. They talk behind your back. It's a betrayal wrapped in whispers, a silent weapon that cuts deeper than open conflict. When someone dislikes you but is too afraid or unwilling to confront you directly, they choose to speak about you to others instead. And that's where the real damage happens, because you don't hear it. You only feel the consequences. Think about this. You find out through a mutual friend or co-worker that someone you trusted has been saying things about you, things you never would have guessed. Maybe it's criticism disguised as concern. Oh, did you hear what they said about you? I don't know if you should trust them with that. Or perhaps it's outright gossip, little stories, exaggerations, or half-truths designed to damage your reputation. You never had the chance to respond. You never got to clarify or defend yourself. And yet this person acts like everything's fine when you're face to face. You might notice their tone shifts when you're around, or you get the cold shoulder, but they'll smile behind your back, while planting seeds of doubt or dislike in others' minds. How do we approach this stoically? Epictetus teaches us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. You can't control what others say behind your back. You can only control your response. Remember, their words don't define your character. Only your actions do. Don't waste your energy on bitterness or retaliation. Don't try to control the uncontrollable. Instead, focus on living with integrity, being honest, kind, and consistent no matter what is said in the shadows. This is how you rise above their silent hostility. If you've ever been hurt by someone talking behind your back, I want you to comment this phrase below. My truth stands strong, even in silence. Because no matter what is whispered, your true character shines brightest when you stay grounded. Type it now. My truth stands strong even in silence. As we come to the close of today's video, I want you to take a moment to reflect deeply on what we've explored. Recognizing that someone dislikes you but is hiding it is never easy. It strikes at one of our most basic human needs: connection. We want to be seen, understood, and accepted. When those bonds fracture, especially in subtle, silent ways, it can leave us feeling isolated, confused, or even doubting ourselves. But here's the profound truth that Stoicism reveals to us. The opinions and hidden feelings of others do not define our worth or dictate our peace. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been." This doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending everything is fine. It means developing the inner clarity to see things as they are, without the fog of hurt or bitterness, and then choosing how to respond. Every sign we discussed today, whether it's backhanded compliments, subtle exclusion, or whispered gossip, is a reflection of their character, not yours. And more importantly, these signs are opportunities to practice resilience, self-respect, and wisdom. When someone tries to shrink you or undermine you behind the scenes, the true victory is not in confrontation or retaliation, but in rising above with dignity. Use these moments to strengthen your boundaries, protect your energy, invest your time and love where it is genuinely welcomed. As Epictetus said, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. You cannot control others' feelings or actions, but you can control your thoughts, your responses, and how much weight you give to external judgments. This is the essence of true freedom. So the next time you sense hidden dislike or subtle hostility, remember this: you are not diminished by their rejection. You are empowered by your response to it. I invite you to carry this truth with you and to share your journey in the comments. Which sign resonated with you most? How will you apply Stoic wisdom the next time you face hidden dislike? Don't forget to comment your favorite phrase from today's video. Together we build strength, not by shrinking in the face of adversity, but by standing firm in who we are. Thank you for joining me on Stoic Plus. If you found value here, please like, subscribe, and share this video to help others find calm and clarity in their relationships. Remember, your peace is your power. Protect it fiercely. Until next time, stay strong, stay wise, and keep walking your path.